Hello there, this is Raphael from Running Typesetting, and in this video we're going to deal with a problem that happens quite a lot, and it's happening for some bizarre reason more and more recently. So this is a book that a client of mine has sent me, and as you can see, I wouldn't look too much at the formatting in terms of it looks pretty awful, but actually it's pretty good on the whole. It just looks a bit awful. And I'm specifically showing you this on Mac, and there's a reason why. So let me get rid of the little signs by hitting the Pilcrow up here. And if we see here, we have this word here that's got a character style bold italics, and the client has made all the character styles in color to make it easy to see, and that is great, right? That is absolutely great. And then in bold, they've made a style called bold in purple. But here's the problem. When this text was imported into Adobe InDesign, this was in bold, but this word remember was also in bold. How's that possible? If you look at it quite clearly, it's definitely not bold. It's also not purple. But if we highlight this and we look in the styles, we see something. Oh, sorry. What happens when you do a video? Let's find that again. Let's try and find that again. Of course, now I've lost the text. Marvellous. Let's see if we can find some more text in this situation. Oh, this great, found it here as well. It's not bold. It says so, not bold. It even says not complex bold. Even better. What is not complex bold? And what does bold, not bold even mean? What does that mean? So looking here, that's perfectly fine. It would be useful if I found the original text. So I'm actually going to look for it. And again, this video is also relevant for Mac for Windows, for Word for Windows. On the Mac, getting into advanced search is a bit more complicated. You have to go to advanced search and replace. And here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset this and do it from scratch. I'm going to go, it's a little bit different on Windows. Style, I'm going to find the character style called bold. Okay, found the character style called bold. But I'm going to go into formatting and I'm going to go into font. And I'm going to choose here under style, not regular, but not bold. Very weird way of doing it, right? So here we're back to the problem we had before, the word meaning, which says bold, not bold. Now, what's going on here? And this is very important to explain the fundamental difference. If I have this word here aligned, and I click on the word, click here on the B, then it turns the word bold, but it doesn't really turn it bold. And what that means is as follows, that if you look, but it does and it doesn't. So the paragraph style is called English body. And here it says BOLD plus BOLD, but here it's done it as what we call a local formatting. Whereas really we should have chosen this bold, BOLD. Now really it would be smarter, and I would recommend strongly not making a bold character style be the word bold. It's very confusing. Do it in lowercase. Sorry, just the Iranians with the IRGC, just be more specific. Make it lowercase, and better still, don't even call it bold. Call it BD, okay, or BD text. So you won't be confused, right? So sorry about these interruptions, okay? So now it says BD text. I'm not going to get confused. How do I remove BD text? Well, I'll tell you how not to remove it. Don't do that and then make the color black, because what you're just doing is it still has the style BD text here, and that's a mistake, right? So what will happen is that this text is going to come in as bold. So how would you get rid of it? How do I get rid of bold here? So the correct way to do this, if you're on Windows, is to do Control Space. And what about on Mac? It's also Control Space. Now I want you to look very carefully. My language up here is English. Don't ask me how I got a Union Jack here. That's very special. If I do Control Space, nothing happens. Oh, actually it does happen. I get an Israeli flag and a British flag, you see? But that's not very useful. Look at the top right or left to it. That's not helping me. If I do Option space, what happened there? And if I turn on my Pilcrows, turn on the Pilcrow, and I do Option space, that ain't working. And the reason why it's a problem on Mac, and this video is a little bit Mac orientated. I just want to say, if you work in Word and Microsoft Word, you're better off with Word for Windows. There's two reasons why. One, things like this feature. Secondly, there's another feature which on Word, let me just show you here, input text from file. If I need to bring a whole bunch of documents in, on Mac, you can only bring one at a time. On Windows, you can do 50 at a time, a lot faster. You've got Editorium on Word for Windows, which works. There's a much better version of it on the Word for Windows version. And you have something called QTools. Ignore what it says there, but it's the correct spelling on Windows. All sorts of cool stuff which you can't do on the Mac. But if you're on the Mac and you don't want to install Parallels, and you've already got Word working, and you don't need all these extra features, but you do want to be able to do Control Space. How do you do it? And it's not actually so easy. What you have to do is, and I actually had to ask Gemini how to do that. So what you have to do is you have to now go into Tools, not over here, but over here. You go into Tools and you're going to Customize Keyboard. Now I've already done it, I've already set it up, but I'm going to show you anyway. And then you've got to go and find all commands on the left here. Okay, so there's all this, scroll down, there's a line here, and then under all commands, you're looking for something very, very special. And this feature is called Reset Character. There's no way you'd have worked that out. Well, I certainly wouldn't have worked it out. And you've got this thing called Reset Character. And then I've assigned F12 for this. So there's no point doing Control Space. Now you're going to say, well, hang on a second. If Control Space doesn't work, why on earth did Word make it Control Space? Why is that the default? Well, it's the default because most people don't have two keyboards. Okay, if you just have one keyboard, then Control Space isn't going to switch between the two. So that's basically, I'm doing F12. Okay, so now if I go and take this word and I want to get rid of it, again, Word for Windows, Windows Computer, you take your keyboard, you press the Control key, that one next to the space bar, Control Space, it sorts it out. I've reassigned it to F12 and boom, I get rid of it. And when I get rid of it, you notice that now it shows you the paragraph style, English body. Okay, it no longer shows you BD text. I also wouldn't call a style English body because again, it's a bit confusing. I'm a big, oh, and you can just about see there's a little Pilcrow. That Pilcrow that's in the way because of that mouse lets you do the paragraph style. So, okay, actually English body is fine. I'm going to take that back. But here, if you do this one and you move the thing out of the way, you'll notice there's a little A with an underscore, and that's, it's a character style. So here there's no paragraph style. There's no character style. So again, I'm doing F12 on my Mac because that's what I redefined it. And on Windows, doesn't matter how many keyboards you have, you can just do Control Space Bar, and then that's a lot easier. That is the correct way to remove spacing. Now, what do you do if you've set it up wrong? So you did it wrong. So go back here, go into your Find. Now again, on Windows, just go into Advanced Find and Replace, very easy. You can search for here, but here's the problem now. I'm now going to have to, let's go into Replace. Now, what am I going to replace this with? So I'm going to go into Format. Now, I don't know if this should work. Let's see if this is going to work. Replace with no style. Okay. No, that might not work. Let's have a look. We might not be an easy solution for this, to be honest with you, which is a bit scary if there isn't. Let me just see. I'm going to scroll down. This is actually, I'm doing this live in the sense of I didn't test this beforehand to see if what I'm about to do is going to work or not. A little bit slow and annoying. Again, I wouldn't use italics as a name of a character style. I would use IT text. Okay, so what we're really looking for is a character style So a little A with which says nothing, if that such a thing exists. And I don't know if it does. I want to be able to effectively do reset character on that thing, and it might require building a macro, a dedicated macro to be able to do this. So I'm still seeing if there's something that might work, and I'm not finding anything. So I might have to go back to Gemini to see if there's a solution for this. It's not looking very, very good. I suppose a workaround would be to create a fake character style called, delete me later. And that might be a good solution if you've already worked on your thing, worked on your document. So yeah, that could be a good way of doing this. So what we'll do is we're going to create a new style here, a new character style, and we're going to call me, let's call it Nuke, since we're in the middle of a war. Okay, nuke me. All right, I'm not actually randomly giving you that. That's actually there's a reason why I'm saying that. I guess underlying properties, formatting. I don't want to have any formatting really, or maybe I do want to have some formatting for the moment. Maybe I want to color it temporarily. Let's say orange. That's about close to. Oh no, they've already used orange. Let's use red. Okay, on fire. So I'm creating a new style called Nuke Me. Okay, let's see what happens here. Now, going to format here. So going to no formatting. So I don't want any formatting, but I do want a style called Nuke Me. Let's see if I can scroll down and find it. Very, very annoying. Here we go, Nuke Me. Okay, so I've gone into here, and let's go into font. It doesn't really matter what it does in font, but I guess I'll make it regular. Okay, because that's the base of the file. So now if I find it, I can do replace. Let's do replace all. There's 1,386 replacements. Okay, and then when this goes into InDesign, there'll be a style called Nuke Me, and that will be an indicator for the person, in this case me, if you're doing this for myself, to actually run a script called Nuke, which already exists, which will remove that. Oh, those are the interceptors, keeping us all alive, thank God. Okay, didn't need to go into the McClat, which is great, the Mamat. Okay, so that's how you solve this particular problem here. So I hope this video was useful. So again, I'm going to repeat myself a million times. If you're on Windows, Control Space. If you're on Mac, create your shortcut and get rid of it. That's the correct way of getting rid of it. And this is a temporary way if you've already done it incorrectly and you want to try and fix it. I don't know if it's going to be 100% perfect, but hopefully it will help tremendously. So let me know if this video is useful in the comments. Just give me a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to different things that I do. But I don't have that many videos. It's only when, something crazy comes up with a client where a big misunderstanding. The reason I've done this actually is I have two clients. I've had the same problem, two completely separate clients. And I just thought it might be useful. So hence me spending a bit of time making a little video. Thanks very much for watching. And for those of you in Israel during this war, hope you have a quiet day ahead, or night, depending on what time of the day you're watching this.